On a day of fleeting February snow, our problems just can't melt away. No, it's clear. Chemistry doesn't care. H2O in any state is flooding our workload.
It's before, during, and after, as a matter of fact. It's hard to keep up with.
A tandem crew, Gary Payton and Tony Smith, are pooling together, chipping through the snow and ice on Capitol Drive, trying to break through so the water can drain.
And it'll float out into the middle of the street. It can, reach up into the island, or it can come over the curb there and back up into these people's basement.
They do it one drain at a time, each frozen and clogged, working until
Just a little wet, a little warm, and they pop right through.
Clearing a path for us all.
That's all well and good, if you can even make it onto the main drag.
Jennifer Wilkes can't make it out of her father's front drive.
Well, I was doing fine until I got stuck.
The melting snow turns to ice under the car wheels.
It gets slushy, slippery, You can't stop, so you have to drive carefully.
And on days like today, it can take help from strangers to make it out of the house and on your way. There's a lot of snow out there, so remember, one warm day won't take care of it all.
I just go with the flow.
It's just another winter day
Go with the flow.
in the city of Milwaukee. Jonathon Gregg, Fox 6 News. A common fact in farming is the work never really ends.
No, you always have something to do.
The truth about farmers is
Oh yes, he's a real good guy. He's farmed his whole life.
they probably wouldn't have it any other way. Whether working their own land
Art was 64.
or for George Reisman, someone else's,
Man, how could this happen? He's my first cousin, and I couldn't believe it happened.
Art Green was killed a few days ago when a piece of machinery fell on him,
You can't see something like that coming.
blown over by the wind.
Okay.
Yet,
Then the rest of the trucks can come in the field here by the cart.
in a current of grief, Green's family and friends are holding their ground and tending to it as Green did for so many years.
One guy called me and says, how do you get something like this going? I says, it's going right now.
A couple dozen neighbors with a fleet of combines are doing what would have taken weeks.
By about 1 o'clock, we should have her.
And for people who were close with the man, working is grieving.
Everybody copes with it differently. I guess for me, it seems easiest when I'm just, working on the farm. So
In a trade that at times can be secluded, a family is surrounded
given what happened, I'm not surprised at all.
and stronger because of a fellowship of farmers. Near Union Grove, Jonathon Gregg, Fox 6 News. To be honest, they didn't think it was going to be such a long shot,
Today's the day. Today's the day.
especially when you see up close what they've already done.
And it just mushroomed. People just added flags, we put them in lines, and it just took off from there.
Left, right, left.
When a proposal to build a Veterans Memorial in Greendale was voted down,
What better place?
the flags started to show up.
We tried yesterday to get a couple loose, and we couldn't get them.
Jerry Gardner and his wife were some of the first residents to stake their claim.
I'd like to thank all of those that have supported the Greendale Veterans Memorial Committee.
They were joined Saturday by a legion of volunteers.
And we were trying to loosen them with pliers.
The purpose of today's ceremony is to remove the American flags.
It's called retiring the colors and is customary, so flags don't end up buried in the snow.
This is required by flag etiquette.
With this many people, it didn't take long.
I'm glad to see this many people come out.
The future of a permanent memorial is unknown.
I know some young men that planted quite a few of them.
But as for this one, call it makeshift.
The flags will be put back out here.
Call it impromptu. In the end, all it really means is respect. Something that isn't going anywhere anytime soon. In Greendale, Jonathon Gregg, Fox 6 News.